Welcome back to the Own Your Power Lifestyle Show. I'm Coach Simone Kelly, author, intuitive life coach, and Reiki master with Own Your Power Communications. We are a trusted guide to conscious living, intuitive wisdom, and personal growth. Today, we have an amazing topic. We're going to be talking about 5 ways to not leave money on the table during tax season. And I have two powerhouses in the house, Yana Cabrera-Cook and Keisha Moore of Tax Pros DFW. Welcome to the show, y'all.
Hey.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you for having us.
Well, we need your expertise because it's that time of year, and I know a lot of people wait till the last minute uh, to handle things. So I
They
know,
do.
and the sad part is a lot of people don't know this about me. I am definitely a creative. I got that from my dad, but my mom was an accountant. Didn't get any of her skills, but that's why I love learning from people like you to share your wisdom with us. And so before we dive in, please introduce yourselves and tell us what you do at Tax Pros.
I am Nikisha Moore with Tax Pros DFW. I have been doing taxes for 14 years now. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy the rush of tax season for the people that are kind of like you, Miss Simone, and they like to wait to the last minute to do their taxes. There's an array of people that you get to engage with because everybody has to get their taxes done. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay. And Ayana?
Hello, my name is Ayana Cabrera Cook, and I am Nikisha's operations person. I do all things back end. I train her staff, so there's a very professional staff waiting for you to come to us. And I've learned a whole lot. The fear of taxes is real. I hear it all the time now, but I know that there are some really strong people out there who want to help regular people like you and I get what we deserve based off of what our career is, and they want to do it legally. And that's what Nikisha is doing, is making sure that there's no stone left unturned, but we're doing it legally and not over promising, because that's what some other people do. They over promise. We choose to under promise and over deliver. Would you agree, Nikisha?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great way to put it, Ayana.
Well, I did my research, y'all, and I must say you have amazing reviews. I just
Thank you.
shouting from the rooftops that they've been coming to you for years. So I think your expertise is definitely showing. So I know you have a nice focus, a niche audience. What made you focus on everyday earners, like, the W-2s, people that get 1099s, gig workers? We have a lot of, in our audience, a lot of those people, entrepreneurs. We have a lot of beauty professionals and just people that do a lot of different creative things in film. And a lot of people I know have like 4 jobs, including me. So what made you want to help these people
Absolutely.
instead of just the high income? I'm sure you have some high income clients as well. But I think that audience is the audience that I serve definitely needs help. So what made you want to work with these people the most?
Absolutely. That's a really good question, Simone. The reason why I've chose the clientele that I have, it seems that they have been the most taken advantage of,
Mm.
to say the least. The lower income earners seem to have unscrupulous preparers that take advantage of the monies that they can get during tax season. Like, let's say single mom of 3 that may babysit. Let's talk about the lowest income earners to the higher ones. A lower income family may get, let's say, $6,000-7,000, which is the largest amount of money that they may get the entire year. Then they go to someone to prepare their return. Someone may take half of their return. Someone may take all of their return and give them cash money. So there has been a lot of fraud, a lot of taking advantage of people. So that was one of the reasons. Then in addition to the clients that I have, from police officers to high income beauty industry individuals, influencers, they have all this cash money that they may deal with all year. And us being, small business owners, most people don't really teach us how to be business owners. So our books may be out of order. We may not have tracked our expenses. We may not even have any type of idea of where our money went. We know we made money,
Right.
and maybe they're using Zelle, or they use Square, or some type of electronic system to track their funds, but they see at the end of the year they get this form from Square or whatever,
And then
a 1099K now. If people are Zelling or Cash Apping you, they get these forms, and they was like, oh, I didn't know I made $125,000 on paper.
right.
So they may have a child or two, or they may not have any. But what people fail to realize is when you get a 1099, or when you get these forms from these companies, you do have the ability to write all of those expenses off. If you, like, you're a traveling lady, Simone, all those, when you travel for business, those expenses are not yours to take on. Those are business expenses. And sometimes people tend to forget that, or they don't know, or they're not being educated that my flight, my hotel, my makeup, my, you
Gas.
know, gas, you may want to do that's, hey, that's a luck of the draw. There's no double dipping, but you may want to use miles. You may only want to use gas.
Right.
Generally, you know, I'm not gonna give all the jewels away, but hey, you make
No.
sure you keep track of all of it.
Right.
You
Right.
keep
Right.
track of all of it. And then we can compare and see which one will give you the best outcome.
Right. That's good. A lot of people don't keep track of things. The thing that frustrates me the most when tax seasons come is that it's so many different ways I accept money. It's so annoying to
Yeah.
keep track of it. So I know they, like as far as like, oh well, I don't like PayPal. I'm like, oh well, you could do Cash App. I take Apple Pay. I take so just trying to
Yeah. You want to be able to, you want to make it easy for people to pay you.
right, right,
Want to have all the ways that you can pay. Venmo, Zelle,
right.
Cash App.
Exactly. And all right. So with that said, what is the number one reason people overpay on their taxes year after year? Like what's one of the things you've seen people forgetting to do that kind of could make them have to pay more money on their taxes?
We can talk about our W-2 workers. Our W-2 workers that like to go exempt all year. Oh man, they are
Oh
killing
yeah.
themselves. So those W-2 workers, those high-end W-2 workers, I call them medium to high-end. You make 60, 70, 80 upward a year. People that make 30 and under are a little safe. But those people that are 50, 60 and above, and they go exempt all year, they're hurting themselves. It's like what I try to tell people when I get a W-2 that they made $75,000 and they paid $102 in taxes. I look at it and I just shake my head, because that's what people talk about when they
They
say they
coming
want
back
you to
to
be a
you.
miracle worker and work magic.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
when they want you to pull the genie out the bottle. What can you do? Well, you want to say nothing, but this is to pre-plan. I usually tell people, hey, the first 6 months of the year, you usually have an influx of revenue, income. Just claim zero for the first 6 months of the year. Then you can go exempt the rest of the year, because it'll allow you to be taxed at a higher rate, and then you can get those funds back, or offset your tax bill at the beginning of the year. Also, I usually try to tell people to claim zero all year. If you can do it, because like people all have a hard time saving, right? You could really use it as a savings account. You can look at it that way. So if you claim zero all year, you end up let's say you make 100,000, you end up getting 10,000 taken out all year for taxes. We can manage where you can get most of that money back. Um, and yeah, that's a good way for W-2 workers. Now, for self-employed gig workers, a good way for you to minimize throughout the year your tax liability is to just track simple things. Like we said before, track your mileage, track where you're sending, if you're gifting, because you can gift money up to, I believe this year is dollars
Oh
tax free.
wow.
If you're the kind of person that give your friends and families, because usually business owners, we get money all throughout the year, and we give sister, brother, auntie, uncle $100 here, $200 there. We might need to get them a 1099,
Ooh.
because I've given, like, I can go on my Cash App And my sister, I look at my Cash App, and I'm going to my Cash App, and I'm gonna see how much I gave you all year, and I'm gonna give you a 1099 because all year I gave her well over $10,000. So that's a tax write off. I gifted her that, and I need to find a ways to get that money back. And that's one simple way is track your giving, track your spending. When you're going out to eat, Simone, with potential clients and stuff like you need to track that. You got a bill of $400-500 that you didn't expense entertaining people in hopes to gain their business. That's a
Business.
business meal. You
Right.
need to track those type of things. And so those are little tools that we can use to minimize our tax liabilities.
Okay. This is good stuff. So now let's talk about the 5 ways to not leave money on the table. Do you have some bullet points for us to take away? I know one of the things
Or
going
look, do I have more?
yeah, we need like 3 hours. This is gonna be like a 3-part.
Um,
But let me just say one thing. The one thing that stood out to me in your marketing, and I know you can't promise it, but you can sometimes get people up to 7,500. That was a number that stood out to me.
what really matters, a lot of people say, hey, tax preparers, financial advisors are all cut from the same cloth. They're really not. At Tax Pros, we have a 98% funding rate. What does that mean for somebody that needs their cash today? So someone that needs their cash today wants to go to someone who the banks trust. And the way that happens is by having an established track record with the banks. That means that your clients fund, they get paid. And so if your clients get paid, guess what? The banks get paid too. And so my track record has said that my clients get paid. And so only 2% of my clients didn't fund last year. So that makes me have a 98% funding rate. And this year, we've had one person that got denied. And I actually think that person went around probably to 5 different tax offices and probably already had a funded at somebody else's office. But yes, the likability for you to get an advance with me same day is pretty high. So out of all the clients we've done since January 2nd, and these people are straight self-employed people that wanted to make their business a little bit more viable by having cash on hand. And these small business owners got anywhere from $1,000 same day to I've had 2 people so far got 7,500, but they'll get anywhere from 4,000, 3,000, whatever the bank. If you haven't had any issues with the IRS and you don't owe any government entities, then the likability of you getting an advance, a same day advance, is pretty high.
Can I s- can I say something to that? So that for regular people. So what she's saying is, when I say regular people, because I'm a regular person, I've learned all these things in order to train. But what that I didn't understand, like, how do how does somebody get $7,500? Well, it's based off of a couple of things. In this case, if you are a small business owner or you're a business owner and all you work a cash business, you're not waiting for a W-2 or anything like that, right? You have some kids and you have those write-offs that she's talked about, right? Am I in the right space? Okay. And when she does the filing, or when we do the filing, the numbers come up and it says, okay, this is what your return is going to be. So if your return is going to be $10,000 or something like that, you can get an advance up to that $7,500. Does that make sense? So it all depends on what your advance is. You're not gonna get 75 if your return is 55.
Right, right,
Okay,
right.
you get 1,000 or
I,
something like that.
I would go ahead.
no, I was gonna say I always see
Well,
people fighting over. Well, you go ahead. I'll cut this out.
kids, they be fighting over babies. Is that what you was finna say,
She'll talk
Simone?
about that in a minute. Go ahead. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We try to help. And that's one of the things that a lot of people end up getting in advance or doing early filing also, is because sometimes baby daddy, baby mama don't have children. They don't have any documentation through the court system that says dad gets to claim them in odd years and mom gets
Yep.
to claim them in even years. You don't have that type of documentation. It used to be first to file. So now list of people I have a list of people that's on a priority VIP list. So priority VIP list, we go ahead, get you in there. You're gonna hold and take you and your babies, and if you don't have an IPIN. Now we help people get their IPINs as well. That's their identity protection pins, and that's just to make sure that, and that's what I would suggest. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I suggest if you fighting over them babies, go ahead and protect your kids, and go ahead, children. I try not to say kids. Go ahead and protect your children and put them pins on them babies. It's a quick phone call, it's a quick online thing that you need to do, and put your pin on your children. Then no one can file your children without that pin.
Ah.
So, and nobody can, and it prevents fraud as well and identity theft also. So when you put that pin on those children, it prevents you from having to race to somebody early. But for those who haven't taken that time out to do that, because you can't get a pin immediately. So if you are trying to be in a race to get first to file, you should go ahead and get in advance with us today.
Okay.
And we will protect them babies. We'll put them in a holding tank. You can go
Wow.
ahead and get your money, a little bit of your money, and your babies are safe. But what I would like to say, it's something that we experience in the industry often. There are a lot of people out here. There's a lot of people that have put a lot of bad taste in people's mouths when it comes to tax preparation. So when we talk about self-employed individuals, there's a pretty standard return amount that self-employed people are going to get, regardless of what the preparer does on the return legally. So if a client has one child, that person is going to automatically get $3,700. Period. If a person has two children, they're going to automatically get $6,700, right? $6,500, something like that. If they have three children, they're going to automatically get about $7,500. Now, if they have education, that may add an extra $1,000 on there, but it's pretty standard. But people be out here I don't even ask what they're doing. I know what they're doing, but I don't ask. I would highly recommend that you don't either. So you should look at your return. If you feel like you want to get that boost, and maybe because the IRS got 3-4 years, they can audit you anytime they want to. That's why we give audit protection on all of our clients. It's not a question of whether or not you want it, where you're going to get it. We're going to make sure that you're protected because that's my job.
Mhm.
Right.
Sure that
Hold on. Wait. You said it's your job to protect them, but they have to be honest and provide you with information, or at least have the documentation to prove what they told you, especially for the self-employed people.
help them. We help them. AC, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Where if you have had issues, like we was talking to Simone a minute ago, like nobody really teaches us business. They don't teach us how to track, but we have those profit and loss forms to help you input your information, to help you gather documents, to help you understand what you need, how you need it, and how to be compliant. So if in case you are audited, you have exactly what you
That
need to protect yourself from um IRS bill because you cannot prove what was on your return.
All right. Now let's talk about the 5 ways to not leave money on the table. What's number 1, Ayana, on the list? And
track expenses,
okay. We went over that already, right?
right?
What's number 2?
Number two is claim zero for at least 6 months on your W-2 if you can. If you can afford it, go the whole year. Treat it like it's a savings plan so that when you file your taxes, you can get a lump sum of money back.
And then we did that one too. Number 3?
Number three is get the pen for the babies. As Nikisha said, save your baby, protect your baby so that someone else won't claim them, protect them from identity theft and all that stuff, but definitely so that someone else can't claim your kids. And we're at number 4 now. And Nikisha, you mentioned something, establish your business. What does that mean?
So when you establish your business, there's a number of ways. We can help people if they want to get an LLC or S corp or something like that. We can help you do that. But the easiest way, you can go online and get a EIN tax ID number in a matter of minutes online. And this establishes your business. If you make anything over $500, you are required to report it to the IRS. And that's a way where we talked about before, where you can not only use your income for your taxes, but you can also get your deductions, your expenses, your itemized write-offs.
Good.
So
Okay.
let me ask you this. So are you saying that if you have a regular W-2 job that you should probably have a business somewhere for tax purposes, legitly, but you should having both is beneficial to you and it'll keep you from leaving money on the table.
Especially if you're one of those people that like to claim 0 all year.
So in addition to a EIN number, don't you have to have like a doing business as or some kind of local
Uh,
business? Yeah, DBA. Yeah, don't you have to have that or something?
Not at all.
Really?
I think Jay-Z said it best. "I'm not a
Businessman.
businessman. I'm a businessman." And that's real. That's real. Just a
Your name is a
reality.
business.
Or-
Just a little clarity on that. If you establish an EIN, which is an employer identification number, a tax ID number, if you do that, you can do it under a business name. It doesn't have to be under your personal name. You can have Simone Kelly's designer attire. And you
Absolutely.
could just have an EIN number for that because and that's a sole proprietorship that
Okay.
doesn't require the
You.
same type of registration as
Mhm,
an LLC, an
mhm.
S corp, or incorporation, or anything like that. So you can name it something else, and it'll be attached to that EIN number instead of your social security number.
Right.
So it's still separate from you, but it is something that you can still file on your tax return along with yourself.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Number 5
Back.
was
Number 5.
So we touched on it briefly a little bit earlier. There's a form for charity. Track your giving. If
Okay.
you are a giver, track whatever it is that you're giving. This is to my high income earners. You need to track how much money you're giving away, whether it's to an entity like Salvation Army, to a church, to a nonprofit organization, or to your little sister, to your cousin, or whatever. If you are giving money away, you are allotted to give up to $20,000 tax free a year. But if you go to certain churches, they will give you a form about your tithing. Those things can help somebody that makes like 75,000 or more a year. Those things can help minimize your tax liability.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Okay.
what about if you own a home
If you own
or
a home, some people say, "Oh, that doesn't help. That doesn't help." And it for most people it don't. But if you enter into the tax bracket where it does, that's why you always get your forms together, you gather your forms and you bring your stuff, because this might be the year that your income will offset, by your mortgage interest rate. It's based off of your real estate taxes paid, all those taxes you paying on that house. It definitely can help.
Okay. All right, so now I want you guys to do a little bit of role playing for us to share what's the experience like for when somebody comes to your office. And because we're partners, we're going to be promoting everything you do. So everybody make sure you see the link in the show notes so that you can book your appointment. But let's walk them through what the quick steps are. Ayana, you be the customer.
Okay, before we do the role play, I want to say 2 things. One, she does have an office, we do have an office in Fort Worth, Texas, but we are also virtual. So we have a very secure system through TaxDome where you can log in and you can put all of your information in without it. It's no different than if you were using TurboTax. But TurboTax is not going to ask you the questions, is not going to try to do what we do because we're regular people. That's a big company. They have a huge profit margin. So we want you to use our system also to protect you because we have to make sure that we're doing right by the IRS. So, yes, you can have a one-on-one conversation like what we're about to role play for you. You can put all your information in the system and then be reached out to for clarification, to ask questions before we move forward. Is this okay? All the I's are dotted, T's are crossed. We cannot do anything without your signature, and it's all remote, virtual. It comes to you, you sign in, you get, you can do it. So there's some people that are still old school that bring in manila folder and dump them all out on the table and say, help me. And then there's some that'll go to their cell phone and just upload, 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 upload. So it's just whatever you're comfortable with, what your time is like, and we'll be happy to service you either way. But let's show you what a good tax preparer does for you.
All right.
Ready, Dakisha?
So Ariana, are you coming to the office or we going online? We just talking on the phone and you going through the portal?
We're gonna be live. I'm in front of you. That's fine.
Well, Ayana, I would like to thank you first for giving me an opportunity to work with you this year. Tell me, what's your tax situation like?
Girl, I got all these papers right here, and I didn't work a lot. I lost my job early. I worked for a couple of months, and I got these kids. I do have a little business, but I just don't know what to do.
So when you were not working, were you getting unemployment?
I did get unemployment for 4 months.
Okay. And what kind of business do you have? What kind of small business do you have?
Um, I I read people. I'm a medium.
Okay, don't be over here reading my mind now, Ayana. No, I'm just messing. So really, how long
Talking
have
to
you
my
been doing
students.
that?
I've been doing that for like 2 years, but I didn't start focusing on it until after I lost my job. I guess I should have saw that coming, but I didn't. So I just, started doing it. I took classes a long time ago and then had to focus in on it.
Okay. And you said you have a few children. How many children do you have?
I have 3.
You have 3. Okay. So when you were doing the readings, you were doing that all last year, all 2025?
Yeah, I did it even when I was working, but I started focusing on it more after I lost my job.
So 4 months of unemployment. How long were you working at your job?
4 months.
Okay, so you were working for 4 months, you, got unemployment for 4 months, so that's 8 months out of the year, and so for the other 4 months of the year, what were you doing?
I was doing as many readings as I could do.
Okay, how much does it cost for reading?
It depends on the length, but I'm gonna say on average, it's probably gonna be like $125. Like
Okay,
that's the medium because some could be more and some could be less.
okay, about how many readings do you do a week?
Gosh, what I wish I did and what I do do. I probably do about 5 a week, maybe.
Okay, okay, so you make about $600-$700 a week doing readings?
Yeah, I mean, if it was steady, but yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Yes.
Okay, so for 4 months, you did readings, about 5,000 for the rest of that season. So about $5,000-$6,000 for that 4 months. Do you know how much you were making? How did they pay you for your readings? Was that cash or
No, it was typically through PayPal or Cash App or something. It was virtual money.
okay, no cash. Okay.
No, because I
Do you
don't see them.
have any of those Okay, do you have any of those did you bring any of those forms with you in the paper you have?
Well, yeah, and I have it in my phone too, because I could just go to Cash App and have that little document there.
Okay, great, great. And then did you go into your unemployment portal and pull out your 1098G?
Oh, well, it
Yeah.
wasn't there. It did. I don't, is it out yet? I can go. It wasn't there when I looked, but I can
Well,
probably
it'll
log in
have
right
all the
now.
numbers in there regardless. What I'm really
Oh,
concerned about is if you pay taxes on it because that could really help you.
oh, I did pay taxes on it because
Yeah.
I know that.
Well,
Like
we
it
portal
said.
and pull that. We can go into the
Okay,
portal and pull that. I can help you do that. What about your W-2 for those 4 months? Do you have that?
not yet because they haven't sent it out yet. What's the date? The 8th? Yeah, they haven't sent it.
I've been getting W-2s for the last few days, so girlfriend, I tell you, if it's ADP, some portals, they
Oh,
have them. So we
really?
can go and try and look
Oh,
for
that's
you.
true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So who is that girl that keeps talking to you? Now,
That's my
My
sister.
guy.
That's my
Yes,
sister. That's
her
why.
spirit guide.
okay, hey sister. Do you need your taxes done too?
Yes, I'll be using you guys
ABC.
too.
So, but
Yeah.
so that's pretty much what the process is. Then we're gonna ask you, Ayana, what about your children? Where's dad?
He's in his own place.
Okay. So you guys are married, separated, or you never were married?
We were married, not no more.
Okay. Do the kids have your last name or his?
We share. I still have my married last name,
Oh,
so
great. Okay,
yeah,
great.
they can't have
So
that.
based off of what you told me, when you were saying that you work, so you don't have us, so how much do you think you made at your job for those 4
Oh,
months?
for those 4 months, I probably made about. I was making every 2 weeks, say $1,800. Let's round it up to 2,000, uh, 4,000 a month. So
You
that
made some good money. Girl, people don't make money like that. People are living hard these days.
yeah, that's why I was sad when I lost it.
I
But
So
it is.
try.
so 16,000 at your job, 8,000 reading cards. So that's 24,000. And then when you were getting unemployment, how much were they giving you a week? Or was it every 2
It was
weeks?
like every week is about 300. It's because it was from an old job, not from this job.
Okay, so 300 a week?
Yeah.
And you were getting that for 4 months? So it sounds like about $32,000 for the year. And you just
Okay.
wanted an estimate.
Yeah.
So before we go into your portals, pulling out your stuff, um, and I'm sure you had expenses on your readings. You had to buy stuff. Did you go to people? Did you travel to other people's homes, their businesses? How did you do readings?
Most of them are they were virtual, but I had to pay like for Zoom. I had to pay, just internet, all those other things that happen when I do them virtually. So I do have expenses for that.
Candles,
Okay.
crystals, incense.
See,
Just
you
saying.
learn. See, you got it, Simone. That's exactly what we're going because based off of what this Ayana just told me, having 3 children made about on paper at her job, she made about $24,000. With her unemployment, she made about $4,000. It seems like to me a client like this would get easily well over $10,000 back on a return. And that's pretty substantial for a single parent to help start off their year.
So, like in this instance, she would upload her forms, and then is it before she has this conversation with you normally, or after?
So if she's in the office, she would take the iPad and go through it, the portal on the iPad, and then upload. It's very simple uploading the documents. If sometimes people are challenged, I have a client that's blind right now. She's gonna come into she wasn't always blind, but she blind now. She's going through different surgeries or whatever. So she's not able, so I haven't been able to file her yet because I can't get her in till this coming week. And so she can't necessarily do the portal. So we have to go in person and I'll help walk her through. And I don't have a problem walking her through the system. I have another person. See, this is what I'm talking about when I say the lower income people. I have young sisters that's 18, 19, 20 years old. They got 3 kids. They don't have the wherewithal to keep social security cards, to keep current IDs. And these are teaching moments for us as women. I find these as opportunities to help the majority, instead of trying to take advantage of these people, it is an opportunity for me to serve them. So yes, I will help you go get these baby social security cards, and then we can put them in my portal. And whenever you ask me in the summertime, Miss Keisha, you got my ID? You got a copy of? Yes, I will have a copy of your ID.
Aw.
We got copies of these baby social security cards. So if you can't keep up with it because you stay in the hotel, God,
Yeah.
it's a blessing, Simone. It's so humbling to know that it's just the grace of God that that's not me.
Right. Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't that anything that I did that made me be here other than it's just the grace of God. And so I really take pride into helping these young women. So if you know some young lady that need somebody to hold their hand so they can get their money.
Right.
They do stuff, to get money, and I don't have a problem helping them, but I'm gonna do it the right way. But I will hold your hand. If I can't hold your hand, I got a team of people that will because
Right.
they're gonna have the same character that I got. And then for my high income earners, I don't have no problem holding y'all hand either. We gonna get them profit and losses together because I know you got your baby IDs and you got your baby socials and you got all your other stuff together. We can help you get your business together too. So
We're going to put the link in the show notes on how they can get started. All the Own Your Power family, make sure you select that you've heard about Tax Pros too. To Own Your Power to Simone Kelly. And then also you're going to reach out. What's the, how's it work on the form? Ayana is going to say AC.
They can put my name. It says AC Cook.
Okay.
And then you might work with me, you might work with someone else, but that's fine. But there's one important thing that Nikisha just we put together today that for the first 75 people starting from today, you're gonna get entered into a drawing to win either your rent paid or your cell phone or your electricity bill or your car note paid. And we're gonna have 3 winners.
Wow.
So the first 75 people that get your from now until we get to 75 will have their names put in the drawing, and we will announce it publicly. Simone, we probably come over here because we know you got 75 people that need to do some taxes. So it could be all of your people, and we have to come up with something else or somebody else for another time. So yeah, that's really important. That's how important this is to Nakisha. She's always trying to give away everything, and I'm just like, hold on, sis.
She helping me get some of my stuff together, and we all
We
need a
all
little bit
need
of help
all
in
coaches
different areas.
need experts to help them. Well, it was a
Yeah.
pleasure having you on the show, but this is not going to be
Thank
the last.
you.
We're going to have you back for sure, and we're definitely going to hop on an Instagram live soon, so you can talk to people and answer questions.
That's it.
And yeah, I'm so grateful to have you guys. So thanks again for being on Own Your Power.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Happy tax season.
Thank you so much for tuning in, listening to the Own Your Power Lifestyle Show. And I'm so happy that we're actually partnering with Tax Pros DFW. And I'm hoping that you will win one of their amazing prizes. So just make sure you register today by joining their network, signing up to get your taxes done by clicking the link in the bio and in the show notes. Remember, anything you want is attainable. Own your power.